Hello everybody. So today we're going to be looking at translations in graphs. So what I've done is I've taken examples from the worksheet that I gave you this week. Basically we have number, I think it was 1a right here. So we're trying to figure out the absolute value of x and the absolute value of x plus 4 and the relationship between them. So basically, well first off actually, let's go over how to graph real quick once more. So as you can see, I have a TI-83, you have the TI-73s, and some of you do have these, but when you go to y equals, you want to type in, remember, math, absolute value, and then you're going to type in x and graph. And it should look something like that, which is what I've drawn right here. But we're trying to find the relationship now between how absolute value of x to absolute value of x plus 4. So we can first off graph in our calculators as well. So we go to math, numbers, absolute value, x plus 4. So there we go. So now we have both the absolute value of x and x plus 4 shown on our calculator. I've drawn both here so you can see them while we're figuring this out. So there's three things we're trying to figure out the relationship between right now. In red, you can see we have the origin. The origin, or basically the bottom point of each of our graphs. So we have right here where it translated to this. So it went 4 spots left. So we're going to describe it as it went 4 spots left, just as I said. The green one here is where it touches the x-axis. Again, for this example, it went 4 spots left. That's all you need to write. The last step is number 3. How did it affect the y-axis? So the y-axis right here, it was 0, 0. Over here, we have 0, 4. So it went up 4 spots. So that's how you describe it, is it went up 4 spots. So when we're describing the relationship between these two, these three things is what I want you basically to describe. How it affected the origin of each, or the bottom. 2, how did it affect the x-axis. And 3, how did it affect the y-axis. Alright? There's example number 1. The other example you'll see is something similar to this. Write a function to describe each translation, or the translation for this problem. Alright? So I picked the very first example again. So we're trying to basically take the graph x squared and move it to the right 3 units. So I've drawn each right here. And again, let's go over real quick how to do it on the calculator. So we have our y equals. We can go to x squared, which looks something like this. And now we need to figure out which one of these equations will equate to right here, to move it right 3 spots. So I've pretty much listed any of the 3 that it possibly could be. We have x minus 3 squared, x squared minus 3, x plus 3 squared, or x squared plus 3. So we can try all these in the graphing calculator, or we can just know that pretty much since it's squared, it's going to be the opposite of what we want. So right there, actually, we know that A is going to be this correct selection here. So first off, now let's try typing it in the calculator. So if we do parentheses x minus 3 squared, we now have it 3 spots to the right like we had wanted. So remember, the graphing calculator can be your best friend right now. It will do all the work for you, so this way we can just look at this and know this is correct. So for the quiz on Monday, what I want you to do is know how basically to write and describe a translation like this, where we can figure it out. You can guess and check using your calculator, since now we know how to do it, and then also similar to this one right here, where I'd like you to be able to describe how the origin or the bottom transfers, how it touches the x-axis is affected, and how it touches the y-axis is affected. Alright, you should be ready for the quiz hopefully. That's all you're going to need to know.